Tonight, we're diving into a pretty fascinating realm, I think. The world of dreams. What if you could step into that, that vivid landscape, fully aware, and actually take the reins?
Yeah, imagine flying or creating things.
Just exploring this reality that's all yours, all while you're asleep.
And the key thing here, I think, is understanding what lucid dreaming really is. It's more than just like a fun dream experience.
Right.
It's a specific state. It's about achieving full awareness inside the dream. Your mind kind of wakes up, but your body stays asleep.
Allowing conscious control. That's the goal.
Exactly. Exploration, control, it's all possible then.
So if that sounds interesting to you, or if you've ever thought, okay, how do I actually do that? Then yeah, this deep dive is definitely for you. Our mission today is really to cut through the noise, give you the practical steps.
The how-to.
Exactly. Yeah. We pulled this from a really clear guide, actually. It's a YouTube video from Explore Lucid Dreaming.
Oh, yeah, I know that channel.
It's called How to Lucid Dream in 4 Easy Steps. And they promise, well, pretty quick results, even automatic lucid dreams, if you stick with it.
Which is a big promise, but they lay it out quite well.
Okay, so how do we start? We're step 1. Apparently, it begins with something surprisingly simple.
Almost too simple, maybe.
Yeah, and the source is like super insistent. They actually say, please don't skip this step or I will hunt you down and slap you on the elbow.
Huh. Okay, so they're serious.
Very. They really stress this. Apparently, it's the main reason people don't succeed.
And what is it?
Just putting a notebook, or even just paper, right next to your bed.
Right, a notebook. It sounds basic.
Yeah.
But the takeaway, I think, is that it's not just for writing stuff down later, although that's part of it.
Okay.
It's like a foundational step. You're priming your subconscious, setting a mental bookmark for the night, you know?
Ah, okay. So it's signaling your brain, hey, pay attention to dreams tonight, even before the techniques start.
Exactly. You're building that habit, that intention right from the get-go.
Okay, makes sense. So foundation laid, notebook by the bed. What's next?
Next up is timing. And this is where the main technique really comes in.
Timing. Like when you do it. You mentioned people waking up in the night. Is that important?
Yeah, so do you ever just randomly wake up middle of the night for no reason?
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, the source calls those awakenings, and they say that's often the perfect time, usually about 4 to 6 hours after you fall asleep.
Why then?
Your brain's likely in a really good state for it then, probably deep in REM sleep.
Okay, so you can use those natural wake-ups. What if you don't wake up naturally?
Well, you can force it, like set an alarm.
Right.
But the source is pretty clear. It's also totally fine to just go to sleep normally and wait. See if it happens.
Gotcha. So either way, you find yourself awake in the middle of the night. What then? That's when the mild D technique starts.
Exactly. Mild B, that's the core of it. Mnemonic induction of lucid dreams.
Mnemonic induction.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean in practice?
It's basically sending a really specific message to your mind, like an instruction.
Which is?
Recognize that you are dreaming. Or, next time I'm dreaming, I'll realize it. Something like that.
How does just telling yourself that work?
It taps into something called perspective memory.
Perspective memory. What's that?
It's your brain's ability to remember to do something later. You know, like remembering, oh, I need to send that email when I get to work, or grab milk on the way home.
Okay, yeah. Remembering future tasks.
Exactly. So with Mildy, you're training your brain to remember a specific instruction, I'm dreaming, but while you're actually asleep and dreaming.
Whoa, okay. So you're setting a future reminder for your sleeping mind.
Precisely. And the source actually mentions if mild isn't working for someone, it might be their perspective memory needs a bit of training.
Which loops back.
To the notebook.
Ah. Because putting the notebook there is already practicing that. You're setting that intention. I'm doing dream stuff tonight. That's clever.
Yeah, it all connects. It's a subtle way to start training that mental muscle.
Okay, so mind primed. Maybe you woken up. Now step 3 is setting that intention more formally.
Right. You're lying there in bed, eyes closed.
Yeah.
And you really focus.
On what exactly? What's the thought?
The core thought is, the next time I am dreaming, I will recognize that I'm dreaming. You repeat that in your mind intensely.
Okay. Next time I'm dreaming, I will recognize I'm dreaming.
But here's the thing. It's not just saying The words, like a mantra where the words have magic power.
Right.
What's fascinating here, the source says, is it's about the feeling behind the words, that deep intention, a real decision that you will recognize it.
So you have to mean it, not just mumble it.
Exactly. You have to genuinely care about it, want it to happen. Going through the motions won't cut it.
It's like setting your internal alarm clock, but for your consciousness, yeah?
That's a great analogy, yeah. Setting it to go off specifically when you hit dreamland.
Okay, powerful intention set. Now the last step, step 4, this sounds like where it gets really active. Visualizing, re-scripting.
Yeah, this is a really interesting preparatory step before you actually try to fall back asleep and have the lucid dream.
Okay, and it needs dream recall, right?
Yeah.
Which again points back to the notebook. Writing down dreams helps you remember them better for this step.
Absolutely vital. Dream recall is like the canvas you paint on for this step.
So what if you can't remember a dream? What if your recall is still fuzzy?
No problem, especially for beginners. The source says just make up a fictional scenario, a fake dream.
Oh?
They do say real, remembered dreams are better if you have them, but fictional is totally fine to start.
So you take this dream, real or made up, what do you do with it?
You mentally walk through it, imagine you're really there. The specific environment, isn't the most critical part, it's the feeling of presence.
Feeling like you're in the dream. Got her.
Then, and this is key, you pick a point in that imagined dream where you suddenly realize...
The aha moment.
Exactly. The moment you realize, wait a minute, this is a dream.
Okay, how does that happen in the visualization?
Well, the source gives some great examples, like imagine you're exploring the Titanic underwater.
Okay.
Then you stop and think, hang on, how am I breathing? I'm underwater. This has to be a dream.
Ah, okay. Finding something impossible or out of place.
Right. Or another one they gave, seeing a dinosaur in the desert.
Hey, yeah, that'd do it.
And you think, wait, dinosaurs? Okay, maybe real once, but not roaming a desert now. This can only be a dream.
So you engineer that realization point in your mind.
Yes. You picture yourself having that realization, becoming lucid, understanding you're dreaming, and then you imagine doing whatever you want.
Like flying or teleporting.
Yep. Flying, teleporting, whatever cool thing signifies you're now in control because you know it's a dream.
And this whole process, visualizing the dream, the aha moment, doing something cool, you just do it once.
No, you repeat it over and over.
Same scenario.
Yeah, go through the same imagined dream. Notice the weird thing, realize it's a dream, become lucid, fly away. Again and again.
Why repeat it so much?
It really solidifies that intention you set earlier. It kind of grooves it into your mind, like mental rehearsal.
Okay. How long do you do this for?
At least 10 minutes, they suggest, just repeating that loop. Then try to fall asleep with that intention still strongly in mind.
What if you can't fall asleep while focusing like that?
Good question. If you find the focus keeps you awake, do the visualization part for maybe 20 minutes, then just let it go. Stop actively focusing and just fall asleep normally.
But importantly.
No phone, no distractions. Keep the mental state clear.
Right. Okay, so those are the 4 steps. Notebook, timing, and MILD with perspective memory, deep intention, and then the visualization loop.
Pretty much covers it.
When you look at them all together like that, what really stands out to you? How do they connect?
For me, it's the sheer intentionality of it all. It's not passive, It's not just hoping for a lucid dream.
It's a structured approach.
Exactly. It's psychological. You're using your mind's own tools, perspective memory, visualization, intention setting to deliberately trigger this specific state of consciousness.
And the source suggests this actually works, like relatively quickly.
Yeah, they imply you can get results fast with this guide. And the really exciting part is, with practice, like weeks or months, it could lead to automatic lucid dreams, where you just become lucid spontaneously without even doing the MILD technique that night.
Wow. Okay. So the practice builds a kind of background skill.
Seems to be the idea.
And that really connects back to you listening. If you're someone who likes to get solid info quickly, loves those aha moments, this isn't just theory, it's a concrete technique, something you can literally try tonight.
A direct path to exploring, potentially.
So just to quickly recap, we've unpacked this MILD technique for lucid dreaming. It starts with that simple but crucial notebook.
Priming the mind.
Then using the right timing, often those middle-of-the-night awakenings, to apply MILD.
Harnessing perspective memory.
Setting that really powerful, heartfelt intention, I will recognize I'm dreaming.
Feeling it, not just saying it.
And finally, that detailed visualization practice. Re-scripting a dream, finding the trigger, becoming lucid, repeating it.
Building those mental pathways.
It's a pretty comprehensive approach, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
And it highlights the incredible potential just sitting there in our own consciousness.
Untapped potential, most.
Vast, unexplored territories in our own minds. Yeah.
Which kind of leads us to a final thought for you to chew on. If we can learn to consciously navigate and even control our dream worlds, what does that really say about, well, the nature of our consciousness itself?
Right. What else is possible?
Yeah. What other parts of our mind, beyond just the waking world, could we maybe learn to consciously explore or influence or even expand?
It really does open up that idea, doesn't it? A potential second life, almost.
Or just an expanded reality, accessible every night, right inside your own head. Something to think about.